Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 of our course. Hope everything is going well. I know there's been a lot of content and I know some of you are playing catch up so this week I have, as you'll see, one PowerPoint. It's on LinkedIn, so that'll hopefully help with workload issues. But we're going to continue on this theme of the being social on social media, that concept of connecting and engaging, and as you're working with your clients, it's a really important point. As we've talked about, sometimes, job seekers in particular, they look at the job search aspect of social media, but again, there are other purposes of social media. And again, there's so much content regarding this course that what I decided to do, I was going to get into things like the profile, a little bit about Snapchat and Instagram as it relates to branding. I'm going to push that out a little bit. So hopefully not as much content this week. Catch up a little bit. I know the other aspect is Twitter chats, which we introduced last week. And that's an ongoing thing. I would encourage you to participate in chats each week, even after this course is done, and you'll, I believe, find a lot of value in that. I certainly did. I think Jim would attest to that as well. So what I'm going to do is actually add a week 5. It's optional. It's kind of like bonus footage, so to speak. And that's where I'll share some information about Snapchat and Instagram, which may not be relevant to everybody, but it's certainly an interesting thing. I just found out recently there are recruiters on Snapchat, so I think that's an interesting twist. So this week, again, we'll focus a little bit on LinkedIn, the PowerPoint. I hope you'll find quite interesting. I mentioned about packaging, and one thing I show in there is an infographic, very concise way of describing how you can identify people on LinkedIn and engage them on Twitter. So I think you'll enjoy that infographic, which actually Mary had shared in one of her comments. The whole notion of packaging, as we're working with our clients, sometimes that slogan or that concise way of putting things can be so helpful. I mentioned before about visuals, and any of these visuals, like my iceberg graphic from before, or that LinkedIn chart you might remember, I believe it was last week, showing not just focus on your connections, but think about that total third degree network as well. So 50 connections, if everyone had 50 connections, multiply that out to 125,000 connections. Our job-seeking clients might not realize the power of those connections. So I do hope you enjoy this week. Let me just check my notes. I think you'll find the readings quite helpful as well. In particular, I made a note about the Twitter train, and there's a little mini profiles of these 4 students. And next week, as we talk about success stories, I'll share a little bit more of an update about those 4 students who were young millennials. They're still millennials, I'm sure, but now that they're into their careers, it's really interesting to see where have they gone. I can't attribute that 100% to their participation in Twitter chats, but I think it was part of their overall networking that certainly helped them advance in their careers. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this week, and we have one more week, and then again that bonus week of week 5. So take care, have a great week.